Yeah. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. Warm to the vaccine when the pot clean. Operation need vaccine. Me say vaccine. Warm to the vaccine for the crack fiend. Warm to the vaccine for the vaccine. Afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. It'll get a youth fall up like napkin. We need a vaccine at the ghetto car. Our struggles are no similes and no metaphor. If you get a youth dream, if you get a car, buy a house, try make it out, no get so far. No live so long, we get vaccine. Get up people no want to no vaccine. If it's not a vaccine, we start cream and can live a better life and stop dream. For the youth, them way in a jailhouse, we still no get charged, can't get no bail out. We say vaccine, what for make no see road, quarantine. How we want to do that woman? Vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. We afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fall up like napkin. We need a vaccine for real, cause some evil people, them be will lead us. Foot power next time for you no ease off. Me no trust Babylon, we need a vaccine. For them stop, deceive the poor and every workplace start. Give people more vaccine, me not lie, we need the cure. For police stop, kick in with door. We need a vaccine for bust the aisle mill. Fi cut the piping, look how long I'll price drop, but JPS I give we some fuck we like Billy Ola who no fit. Yeah. UPK got the vaccine. Mr. General Yan have the vaccine. General my man have the vaccine. Big Captain Mashak got the vaccine. Hey, Nayatap got the vaccine. Hey, Abada one got the vaccine. Hey, Akaya got the vaccine. Bakawar got the vaccine. Hey. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Operation need vaccine. Me say vaccine.
That's what you said, yeah. Come to class instead of you can't salute the brothers because you nasty. We see what your problem is. All right, no sweat. All right, Shalom, Lord of Christ. Shalom, Lord of Christ. What's going on, everybody, man? It's the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and we are here once again, another week. You know what I'm saying? We just came off of the Midwest Fire Weekend. It was dope. I couldn't get out there. But Lord allow I get a chance to get out there next time. You know what I'm saying? But you know, everybody, y'all can hear me. I think so. I think everybody can. All right. So you know, big shouts out to everybody that's in the room. Make sure y'all get in here, like, subscribe, share, which you probably won't do, because literally like YouTube literally like has like the like the analytics behind it. Like it's so hard to get people to push like a button. You know what I'm saying? Because most people they just don't want to do it. I don't know why. What the hell is the psychology behind it? But if you like the content, I'll say it like that. I'll say it like that. If you appreciate the content and you like the content, then consider subscribing. How about that? And then we'll and then Lord allow you subscribe to the channel. All right. Like I seen when it like these cats like, you know, it'd be so crazy, right? Like a cat will sit on Bootsy's live, like little Bootsy, and he'll just be looking at the camera like eating some pork. So I'm like, But he'll have 2,000 niggas watching, and I just be like, wow, this is crazy. Huh? Yeah, and it just show you like people worship celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Black people worship celebrities. It's like once we like you're like solidified on a in a standpoint where you're on a level where you can make more money than everybody else. It's like you're automatically you have that, you know, that pass from black people is though anything you say is worth listening to. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter how you got there. You could have you know, it's really got to the point where all you got to do is just have like a hit song. You know what I mean? You can make a song about eating behind, and long as you have that song and it goes viral or something like that, then everybody automatically is gonna listen to you. And that's crazy as hell. All right, so shout out to Wyatt Kwam, Tamika Shanta, Jasmine Wright, Nizam, Anna, Chupa Kazak, Shalom to you, Tamira Hunter. So like if I got that wrong, Yaquatazai. What's going on? Shalom, Lord of Christ. So we're going to get into it. I ain't going to hold everybody long today. And we're going to get into this real quick. But y'all already know, I'm going to give y'all a couple more seconds. Look, just go get whatever you got to get. We're going to get started. It's going to be a spoiler alert. So if you, you know, if you haven't seen the movie, then, you know, it's going to be a spoiler alert. So we're just going to go into a few scriptures and we're going to break it down. So we'll be right back, all right? So we're back. All right, so shout out to everybody that's in the class tonight, man. Shout out to Isaiah Ward, who's in the other room, who can't come in here. All right, so shout out to you know, the class. The brother had a scripture that he wanted to bring out on something that I commented on before we went to that quick intro. Before we went to that quick intro, and I had spoke on how, you know, how people will sit on, you know, Bootsy's live, Lil Bootsy's live, and that's another thing too. When are we gonna grow up? It's still Lil Bootsy, nigga. You 40-some years old, still called Lil Bootsy, man. Come on, right. Lil Wayne. God, dog, man. It's like we cannot grow up. Right. We can't grow up, man. It don't matter how old you are. You got to be a kid. But go ahead though. You had a scripture you wanted to bring out.
Sir, 1 second. For some reason, my Bible had fallen. Let me pull it up. Just run Ecclesiastes 13 and 20. Pretty much.
That's what they said. That's what they said. Pastors be doing. I seen this comedian said that's what pastors be doing when their Wi-Fi go out. Like they be like, "Praise the Lord." Praise the, somebody got to get this Wi-Fi. Who's over the Wi-Fi ministry? Go ahead. What was the scripture you wanted?
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13 and verse 23. Mm-hmm. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. That's right, man. That's why all them niggas sit on there with Whack 100 all day. They sit on there every single day. Like, damn, I didn't stop being on there. And people, they just still like, yeah, that's right, Whack.
God damn. You just kissing booty. But it doesn't get, but they're not going to give you no money though. That's the thing. Like, it's like, it's like, like being under somebody who like where you in the hood and they hustle, right? That person hustles and they make money and you want them to put you on, but they never put you on. You get my point? Like you always watch them with the nice sunglasses, the nice jackets, the nice pants, the nice shoes, right? When you go to the club, you go with them to the club, and you might be able to sit in this section, or you might be able to partake in the bottle that person buys from the club, but you're gonna look bummy. You get my point? Like it's crazy. It's like if you really love me and you really my man's like that, then you should make sure I look good too. But a lot of these cats, man, these cats that got money, they are not gonna give you none. And these women who chase after those types of niggas, they think that they gonna get a dude that's gonna give you money and he's gonna give you some of what he got. No, that nigga is going to knock you off in the car, in his whatever Lexus or Benz or whatever. That nigga is gonna get some in the back seat or the front seat. That's it. The nigga is not gonna get no room, man. You crazy, man? Nigga ain't gonna get you no room. No, he's not gonna get you no room. He's just gonna get some outside. Hey. But when a rich man is in the building, man, everybody hold their tongue, man. They think, like, why are they talking about, why is Joe Biden asking Cardi B, what do black people want? As if she knows. Right, as if she knows. Wouldn't it make more sense to go to the people that are, with grassroots organizations that are actually out there actively in the community, actually making it work, boots on the ground? Wouldn't it be right to go talk to them? But they know that that's what black people value. We value people with money. That's why that's why I totally get why we from Egypt. I totally get the Egypt movement, because Egypt is like the one civilization in history that was known for having money. Gold caskets, gold pharaohs, all of that, of course. But do any nigga want to be from the Democratic Republic of Congo? No. No. Hey, no nigga said he was from Madagascar. Not one. I haven't heard one. Hey, not one brother said he was Sudanese. Not one. But everybody's Egyptian though. Yeah. So, and everybody's a pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? I totally get it. I totally understand, because we've been oppressed for so long. It's like that's the best way to associate yourself. That's the best thing to associate yourself with, is some sort of civilization that has some sort of prestige or, money, known for money, right? And I can see exactly why we do it, because we do it today. Keep reading.
When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. Mm-hmm. And look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. Yeah,
they send up the praises. They send the praises up. Oh, listen, look what he said. That's so heavy. Man, these guys were sitting around and they were interviewing Lil Wayne. They was interviewing Lil Wayne, and he said, oh, the camera moving? Oh, man.
You want me to
hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me get this thing. This is acting stupid today.
You want me to move that back?
So they get Lil Wayne on there, right? And he said something like, it wasn't even heavy. It was like, it was something like to the effect of, if you don't work, you don't eat. And if you don't eat, then there ain't no need for you to work. They was like, oh, that's so heavy. Oh, did y'all hear what he said? He said, if you don't work, you don't eat. And if you don't eat, then there's no need for you to work. I was like, that wasn't even heavy. And everybody, because what did it say? They what? It stole us? They what?
Extol it to the cloud.
Yeah. They set up the praises, like, because it's Lil Wayne that said it. Lil Wayne can say the same thing. They steal the stuff that brothers be saying in here. They steal it. They steal it. They watch videos of people and then they steal it. Go ahead and talk about
Salakia. I hear a lot of stuff that we say in here mysteriously starting to make it into like on the internet.
Yeah.
With different celebrities and stuff like that. I never heard them say, and it's not like all of a sudden people are just waking up. They're saying it the same exact way. Same exact way that we say things.
Yeah. Because you stealing it, you know what I mean, and then you go because you got a bigger platform. Everybody look at you like, well, he came up with it, but he didn't come up with it.
Smart.
Yeah, you're just regurgitating talking points that you heard. That's really all it is. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
But if the poor man speak,
right? If the poor man speak, the brother ain't got no bread. Read on.
They say, "What fellow is this?"
Like, who man's is this? Who man's is this? Who? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, who man's is this? Who brought you here? You know what I mean? Keep going.
And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Like, look at this, man. Like the minute they give you the floor, like you say you might be poor, and the minute they give you the floor, and you say something like maybe you might stumble over a word, or maybe it's not as eloquent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe you know how sometimes you're speaking and you have a good train of thought, but then as you're talking, you might stumble over a word. See, I knew you didn't know what you're talking about. Now everybody come in. Absolutely. And it's just it just goes to nothing. You know what I mean? It's because you don't have money. Right? Keep reading anymore.
Oh, that was the end of the verse.
Yeah, and that's why everybody runs to, pastors like, Geno Jennings and all these other types of pastors who have money. Keep going. I mean, go ahead and say what you want to say.
I was just going to say, and I've seen this trend with like a lot of like cryptocurrency, where they get somebody that's like rich to represent a cryptocurrency they know nothing about. And then everybody says, well, he's rich. This has to be something that he's used to enrich himself. Yeah. And then it ends up failing and they lose all their money.
Yes, because I do you one even more solid, because what you brought out was solid. Let me just add on to that. A lot of those cryptocurrency dudes don't even got no money.
Right.
They don't got no money. Look, that's the sauce. Yeah. That's the sauce. I can make a bag telling you about crypto and all the wonderful things you can make from crypto. All I got to do is get me an Amiri shirt, a Mary t-shirt, right, a bag, one of them, the man bags, man purses. Go ahead and talk about. I get a man purse.
I mean, and what you said is so heavy because we're just so materialistic. We only see we only perceive what we see. Like that actually could be from the Africans on what's that, Canal Street? From the Chinese people at Canal Street. Yeah. That bag, literally, all that stuff could be fake. Yeah. He could the money that you even see him with, or if the stuff is real, could be from YouTube checks. Might not even be from never even doing anything crypto.
But he just looks good. Like he'll go get, it costs what, $1,500 to get a Lamborghini for the day? About $1,500. You spend $1,500, you're gonna make that back because all the niggas that watch you are gonna say like Bandman Kevo, like them cats like that. Them cats faked it in the beginning. They just that niggas like jewelry, so you got to get jewelry. Niggas like to see a white man's name on a t-shirt. Right? It's the same. It's a white t-shirt. It just say Balenciaga on it, or it just says like Hermes or something like that. You get that. You got the pants. You get a pair of shoes, a man bag, a man purse, and then niggas gonna look at you like you get in the bag. You get into the bag, and then they're gonna get in there and get your course. They're gonna get your ebook, right? They're gonna buy your ebook for $5,000. When they went on ChatGPT and said, make me they went on ChatGPT and said, make me an ebook on cryptocurrency. And ChatGPT is going to print up an ebook. Go ahead.
Salaki, if I could, what you're saying is completely true, because I know someone who actually they used ChatGPT to actually write I forgot what it's called, but they used it to get into like an advanced degree, and it wrote the whole thing for them. And all they had to do was tell the computer, act as if you were going to write it, but this is for the purpose of and it wrote it for him. So what you're saying is
look, that's the sauce, man. You like Metallica Pod, we talk about all the time, man. Them cats, they like, all right, cool. You know, I'm going to do this little program that you can get into for $5,000. Yeah. You get a few niggas to do that. Now you got enough money to get into crypto. You get my point? That's all. That's the game, man. That's the sauce. But what I wanted to talk about today was, you know, they cloned Tyrone. Now, the movie, if you haven't watched it, it's going to be a little bit of a spoiler alert with this movie, but, you know, what we're going to bring out today. But the whole thing, man, like, you got cats like, yeah, see, Jamie Foxx is cloned. Jamie Foxx is cloned. Come on, man. That's besides the point. The main point is, what did you get out of the movie? What did you see in the movie that you can take and you can learn from? So basically, the movie is about the main character name is Fontaine. Fontaine is like a hood nigga, right? Fontaine is a hood nigga. You have the prostitute, and you have the hood nigga, the prostitute, and the pimp. The three main, you know, like the three main like types of people that we would see growing up in the hood. But like, you know, like Nakashwan said, you know, they're clones because they all have the same talking points, right? And no matter what hood you in, hood niggas is hood niggas. Hood niggas gonna say, I'm out here getting this money because that's all I can do is get this money. And the only thing I'm out here to do it, I'm out here to do it for my family and put food on the table. So they always got the same talking points. It's just like a clone, right? Women who get out there, I'm doing this because I got to make money, or I'm, you know, messing with niggas because I got to get to the bag, or, you know, them talking points that a lot of the hoes use. They use those same talking points. It don't matter what hood you in, it's the same talking points, right? The same thing with like the niggas who the pimps, the niggas that use women, right? Use women for their benefit. Things like that. It's the same dynamic, right? Now, Fontaine, the main character, in the beginning of the movie, he was killed, right? He was shot and killed. Now, the next scene after that, he woke up in the bed, and when he went around everybody, they was like, nigga, you just got shot yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas knew who he was. So then they were starting to uncover, you know, they went to this like place, this crib or whatever. They went in there and saw that the crib was like, it looked like a break room or whatever. And then they ended up finding out that it had an elevator in there. It looked like it was a break room. Yeah. And then they went into the elevator, and then they went downstairs, and they seen like this man that had, you know, was working on bodies. And he unzipped the bag, and he opened the bag up, and it was himself inside of the body bag. Fontaine. Yeah, Fontaine. He saw himself inside the body bag. He was like, oh, snap, this is crazy. What the hell is going on here? So that basically set the movie off as a way to get to the truth, why this is something that's so weird happening, where you see yourself inside of a bag, and then other people are saying, yo, did you get shot? And he asking people, yo, what happened? He like, man, I shot you yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, the dude who did shoot him. And so as they go through the movie, they find out, once they go down, they see that it's this powder that's down inside of the lab. And they find out that this powder is in the chicken. This same powder is in the hair care products. This same product is in they're like influencing the music, and also it's in the communion at the Christian church. The things that are in the hood that they use to destroy black people. Church. Yeah, and you know the church had to be in there. And you know who was the church? Who played the pastor? It was David Allen Greer. Yeah, David Allen Greer. The one that liked Pam. Yeah, well, he liked Pam. Pam was his cousin, but he still liked Pam on Martin, right? Yeah, David Allen Greer that powder was in the communion, and it was used, and they were using. So the oppressor had this like this secret laboratory that was underneath of the hood, underneath of the ghetto, and they were basically using this to experiment on black people, and they were basically putting it in the food, putting stuff in the food, putting stuff in the music, putting stuff into the communion at church, and they were using these elements of the black community to destroy black people, all while they were doing experiments on black people, to destroy black people. Right now, these things didn't work as fast as they would have liked them to work, right? Like the same way how they do it today. How they destroy our food. We got food deserts in the hood. Y'all notice that in the hood, they got Save-A-Lot. Right. Save-A-Lot is the worst food that you could ever eat. I remember when I was in the world, man, I used to eat Save-A-Lot. And sometimes I even still go in there to get certain things, right? Like maybe a loaf of bread or some waters or something like that. But as far as like actual like meat, pause, I don't get it from there. You know what I'm saying? Because that a lot of that meat that they sell in there are it's like you ever look at like the dates when the expiration dates, yeah. Like I didn't notice that. Like until one time I went in there, I'm like, I got some food. I'm like looking at the date. It's like, oh, the expiration date is next week. Yeah, you look at like bread, different stuff. You're like, oh, you got a week, but that's okay. Bread is okay because you probably bust that whole thing down before a week's time is up. But I was just like, man, this food is horrible in the hood, man. And we go to it because, of course, it's cheap. Right. It's cheap. The food that is going to be good, like a Whole Foods or something like that, that's out the way. And then even like when you look at like, okay, what our options are to actually eat out, in the hood. When I'm at my slavery, it's, we got out there, we got Solid Works. We got Solid Works. We got vegan restaurants, all kinds of like healthy options that you can go to. But then when you look around in the hood, what do we got? Something fried. Fried chicken. New York fried chicken. We got Crown fried chicken, chicken fingers, cheese steaks, right? Cheese steaks. What else? Shrimp, crabs. What else? Chinese food. All of it's going to be fried. Fried rice. Fried this. Fried that. It's like literally but then like if you want to like get a healthier option, you got to go out away from the hood radius so that you can get that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So I get 9 times out of 10 when you do get to those.
Go ahead, talking to Mike.
And 9 times out of 10 when you do get to those places, they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like to go get that salad. You might go in there and sit down and get a meal, and your meal just by itself could be $50.
Right. Which never made no sense to me.
Just to sit down at that one serving it just to eat lunch or something, it could be like really expensive.
Yeah, like if we can go to McDonald's, I spend $20 and we all eat. We all eat in here. But I take that same $20, I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna get an apple. 2, 3, 4 apples. You know what I mean? A loaf of bread. That's what I'm gonna get for that $20. You know what I mean? It's just, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the hair, like the hair care products, like the women's use, the perm, a lot of that when women be permanent hair, it subjects women to fibroids, different things like that, different types of cancers that they develop from the products that women are putting in their hair. Right. So I'm just adding those things on to the, based off of like the movie, of course. Then, you had like the music, of course, all the music is about death, gang banging, niggas spinning the block, niggas that's winning, those niggas, they just never been caught yet. Cause as soon as these niggas get a RICO charge, these niggas turn into, something else. It was so funny, right? Did y'all see that? It's a viral clip going out. It's a nigga that said, Gunner's walking by. Gunner, right? The rapper Gunner. Gunner's walking by. So the nigga got the camera out back. He's like, look at this snitch ass nigga Gunner, right? But he got the phone out like this, like to see. Gunner is in the back shot walking behind a nigga. So Gunner's security was like, what you say? He was like, I said what I said. He said, no, repeat what you just said. He was like, go ahead, repeat what you just said. He's like, why? So you can hit me and I can sue y'all? And I'm like, nigga, you just made a video about him snitching, and then midway through the video, you just said you was gonna snitch. These niggas is goofies. Straight goofy, straight Mickey Mouse and Goofy. Yeah, cartoon characters. Like, you just made a video about, and I thought I was the only one that saw it, so I went through the comments and everybody said the same thing. Like, you just made a video. Why would you even post this? You just made a video about a nigga being a snitch, and then when the bodyguard pressed you, you said, what? So you can put your hands on me and I can sue you? Like, and then you're going to snitch. Oh my God. All right, no sweat. So, and then the Christian church. Now, we all know the Christian church has been used as a tool to destroy black people. Right? Ever since its inception, it's been here to destroy Hispanics, destroy Native Indians, and destroy black people collectively as a whole. You go down to Brazil, and guess what you're going to see? A big-ass statue of Caesar. Right? They use the Catholic Church to destroy black people, Hispanics. Mainly our Hispanic brothers are gone in that damn Catholicism. Is that how you say it? Catholicism. Gone in that Catholicism, man. You go into the Mexican store. We went in there and did a food review. We went in there. They got all them big pictures of them big statues of Caesar. Big statues of Caesar, they sell them. Big candles, they light them candles, and they got like the so-called Virgin Mary. That's not the Virgin Mary. That's Caesar Borgia's sister, man. Yeah, Lucretia Borgia, man. And they got Lucretia. You're praying to Lucretia Borgia, right? So, but remember, those things that they put into our neighborhoods, those things don't kill us enough, right? They don't kill us fast enough, right? So the guy Fontaine, he finds out that there's an older version of himself, who is the real version of himself, which is the scientist who basically is the lead scientist on the project of the cloning. So when he goes and he talks to him, he basically tells him that the experiment is basically to protect black people from annihilation from the oppressor. The best way for us to put ourselves in the best position so that doesn't happen, the only thing that we could do is assimilation, total assimilation. Now I'm like, this is a parallel on to what real life is, because that is exactly what the oppressor with black leadership has always been trying to do. They want complete assimilation of black people into with the oppressor, right? Now the only thing in this movie, the dude Fontaine, the actual, the main guy, the older guy, the geneticist Fontaine, is basically saying that not only does he want total assimilation, what he wants is black people to be white. And that's the whole thing. They're cloning these people to make them into white people. Now, how does not that seem like everything that's going on today, right? Now, forget about Jamie Foxx being a clone, because that's all everybody talking about. But Jamie Foxx, see, you got what's her name? What's the one that played on the Parkers? Monique. Monique said, I went to him and I told him to take off his glasses, and when he did, all I saw was black. I didn't see no white in his eyes. She was talking about he was a clone. Talking to Roseanne Barr. You know Roseanne? She was talking to Roseanne. You already know Roseanne is like one of them conspiracy theorists anyway, like them whistleblowers on Hollywood. So she's talking to her about how Jamie Foxx is a clone. And I'm like, well, that's completely besides the point. Let's get back to what this movie's talking about and see if we can go through it and see. And then also, they weren't able to win until the hood came together to fight back. Right? The hood had to come back, and they had to go, and they destroyed the place, and they brought the whole thing down. But But what ended up happening was that same clone, Fontaine, they showed him in California, in a different life in California. Same dynamic, still a drug dealer in a gang, and that's what it is. We're the clones, right? We're the clones, and that's basically what the story is about, right? Let me get what was that one I wanted? Roman 13. Yeah, 13 and 11.
Sir, one moment.
And one of the things that he said too was assimilation is better than annihilation, and that's literally how it is. Like this leadership that's over black people, they feel like if we could just turn into white people, and then we'll be okay. Go ahead, Matazapah.
Imagine if if Mattathias and them would have assimilated, we would have never got that story. Or the lady with the 7 sons. Imagine if they would have assimilated instead of getting annihilated. In some cases, it is. Well, not in some cases. In all cases, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's better. I'd rather just die than just conform and just to go against the Lord. I mean, from our standpoint, you know what I mean.
Right, because like the scriptures say, it says, "Lead not a beggar's life. For better it is to die than to beg. The life of him that desire of another man's table," I'm paraphrasing, "is not counted for a life." And that's literally what it is. So don't let it go over your head, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people watch movies and they just want to look for the scariness in it. I mean, even if Jamie Foxx is a clone, what the hell are you going to do about it? Nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. If half the Hollywood, if you found out, that's the one, and that's one of the things too with niggas. What does it matter? You're wasting your time. Like we sit there talking about if Jamie Foxx is a clone. If Jamie Foxx is a clone, there's nothing you can do about it. We can't even get Arabs out of our community. You can't even stop. You can't even go down the street without a cop asking you where you're going or where you're coming from. Treating you like a child. Let's fix those things first before we start worrying about. Let's fix our brotherhood first before we start worrying about if Jamie Foxx is a clone. How about that? How about sisters stop, fighting each other? How about sisters stop twerking every damn where before we worry about if he's a clone or not? What?
Annihilation is our assimilation.
Yeah, assimilation is our annihilation. Canuck, yeah. You're right. It is our annihilation. It's like, it's just so ridiculous. Like you ever see like all these I be seeing like black folks like, yeah, cause see, in Antarctica, it's nigga, you ain't even been to the West Coast yet. And you talking about Antarctica. You never even been there. At all. You've never been to space. You do not know that the world is flat. You don't know none of that. So what are you talking about? Nigga, you ain't even been to Idaho yet. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, you been to Idaho? No. You been to California yet? No. But you so worried about the lands that are the lands that nobody knows about that's in Antarctica. Like, you never been there. So what does that tell me? That tells me that you're just watching YouTube videos. You're watching YouTube videos and you're formulating your opinion based off of what white people have been saying. That's it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that they got some secret stuff going on in Antarctica. Doesn't matter if the world is flat or not. Doesn't matter if the cop is still busting you over top of the head and dragging you out the car by your dreadlocks. Does it matter? No, it does not matter. Does it matter when you're going to Save-A-Lot and you eating, bad food? You get my point? That like our priorities are just ass backwards. What we should be worrying about is how can we come together? How can we get better? How can we be able to control the economics in our neighborhoods? How can we be able to control, the police that, police us, our law enforcement? How are we, until we can start doing that, then there's no point to know about what the hell is going on in space. Even if we are on a flat earth, the oppressor is still busting you in the head. Arabs are still in there selling you liquor. Right. Whether it's flat or it's round, you're still oppressed. So what sense does it really make to even harper on it, right? All right, let's get it. Romans 13 and 11.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. Mm-hmm. And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep.
That's what we got to do. Who cares if Jamie Foxx is a clone? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm not even saying I even believe it, but I'm just saying, if he is, like people saying, then who cares? Are you going to be able to stop it? Are you going to be able to go and go down there to the secret experimental stations and go in there and bring the whole system down? No, you're not. We don't even, control. We can't even get a good deal out of a music contract yet. You know what I'm saying? So let's prioritize the things that makes more sense for us. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. Read it one more time.
And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. Mm-hmm. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Right. Because we go through our life and we thinking that we got time. Like the general said, how much time do you have? How much time do you have? I talk to people all the time and I tell them about the truth and all of that. And they just treat it like I got time to get myself together. I was talking to one dude. He like, yeah, I said, yo, you going to come down to class? Yeah, I'm going to be down there. I ain't going to say when, but like, well, okay, no sweat. It was a brother, man. Brother told me, man, I've been telling this brother get in class. He didn't never come to class. I talked to him one time, man. I was like, what's going on, man? You gonna come down to class? He was like, man, I had my leg amputated, man. I'm like, God damn. All right. Well, I don't know what to really say to that, but yeah, you can still come to class. You know what I mean? We got wheelchair access. You get my point? It's like we got to stop getting in that thing. It's time for us to wake up because yeah, you can roll up in here. Yeah, you what? You can come in here. You still come to class with one leg, straight up. But the thing is, it's like we think that we got so much time and we don't. Our salvation is nearer than when we believe. You know what it is? It's like we think that the oppressor is going to last forever. Like nothing ever is going to go wrong with him. And long as he's good, we're always going to be in the state of having a good time and not having to worry about anything that is weightier, like a weightier matter. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even care. Like you know what I'm saying? Like y'all know about like the UN and all that, right? Like the UN, the League of Nations, all of that, right? When you look at and they televise it too. Sometimes it'll be on C-SPAN. Sometimes, you'll find it on alternative media, stuff like that. And nobody really watch it like that. But you'll see like you actually have like nations that have leaders that are at war with each other. Not saying that they're at war like it's like with guns, but they're at war with each other like for resources. They're at war with each other for control, domination. Being able to control the minerals and things that they make money off as a people and their destiny as a people. They're actively fighting for this, right? And you see the nations like North Korea, South Korea, different nations in Africa, different nations in Europe, different nations in Asia, and they're fighting for dominance and world power. We ain't even worried about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we've had it so easy for so long that we don't even care about even running anything. You get my point? Like that's literally where we at right now. We don't even, like, the civil rights movement never even focused on anything like that. We're so focused. Now, let me tell you how bad this is. And I'm not going to go into too much, right? Now, the oppressor is trying to figure out why Asians are scoring so high on tests, right? There's all kinds of, like, stories out there about they're trying to figure out how these Asians are so smart, right? They're so smart. They score high on these tests, and they're outperforming of the oppressor, outperforming his children, right? So the oppressor is trying to figure out how his children can be able to, compete with those Asians. You know what I'm saying? Because those Asians be getting in those tech jobs. They being, high up on the scale in corporate America, all of that, right? And they're trying to figure out how they can be able to compete. Now, the oppressor's trying to figure out how he can compete with the Asians, right? And we're still trying to figure out how we can get accepted by the oppressor. So even if we get accepted by the oppressor, we still not going to be equal to the Asians. You get my point? So you see, what we're doing is just futile attempts of trying to be accepted. And even if we were to even achieve to be equal with the oppressor, we still wouldn't be equal with the Asians. So it's just really pointless of everything that we're doing, the things that we're putting our energy to makes no sense at all. And this is exactly why it's important when we have these classes and we go out and we teach our brothers and sisters on the street in the heat, in the cold, that brothers and sisters listen to what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? And really give it effort. It's one thing to just hear what we're saying and then it's another thing to actually act on what we're saying and actually do it. A lot of this stuff just go in one ear and out the other. You just want to hear people talk like that, like the scripture. What's that scripture say about a sweet song? You know what I'm talking about? That's what it's like. It's like a sweet song. Everybody like to hear about Israelites. Oh yeah. Tell us some more about how Christ is black. And then I used to waste my time and tell you. That's what I used to do. I remember I used to be a trooper. I used to go to people's houses. I'd be all, in people's houses, bringing liquor over to the house. You know what I mean? But talking about bringing liquor over to the house. Just happy to tell people about the truth. But then I started to realize that as the years go by, none of these people actually do anything. You know what I'm saying? I remember the general was like, stop going to people's houses. The general said, you're defeating the purpose of having a school. You go into people's houses. Look, so now, you call me, this is what I'm going to do. Oh, hey, man, I was just looking for y'all, man. I was looking and I seen, and I know we Israelites, and I just want to know when it's class, man. I just want to come up and just get to learn about my heritage. I just be like, all right, we got classes on such and such day. Here's the number. We'll be in there. Before I used to be like, well, how you hear about the truth? Oh, man, did you know this? Did you know that? And sit on the phone for 3 hours, and then they never come to class. That's the reality of it. So it's like, why even waste your time? We're about people that are actually serious. That's what we want. We want people that are serious. We don't want people that think this is just a fad, something you could jump onto, like, that community that a lot of our women jump into because it's a fad. Right? You don't really like women, you know what I mean? Because when that woman stick her big tail in your face, you don't want to go downtown. You really don't want to do that. So you leave that to us. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to read that precept about the song.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice.
That's what the truth is to people. It's just like a very lovely, and you know what? If people, what happens when a person listens to a rap artist? After a while, that song gets a little old, and you need another one.
Right.
And then hit it. Hey man, y'all still in the same? Y'all still at the same spot? Yeah, we still at the same spot. What time y'all start class? You know what time we start class. We start class at 7. It's like everybody just needs a new song, a new fix. So I'm not going to give you your fix on the phone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you when we got classes, and that's about as far as I'm going to go. I'm not going to sit on the phone and talk to you for 3 hours and give you everything you need so you don't have to come to class. Hey, but talk about, you know what I mean? Like, you give them everything on the phone so they don't got to come. You pretty much, you done broke down the Hasmonean dynasty. You done broke down, everything in the Bible. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not going to cast my pearls to the swine. You know what I mean? So that you can just trample over it in the mud. No, we're not doing that no more. I'll get on the phone with you. You called me the other day. Hey, man, I need to break down on this. Hey, I'll sit on the phone with you all night because you actually do work. You're actually here. You actually are about what you say you're about. That's the difference. I'm not wasting my time on people that does not want to learn. right? That's like what the scriptures say. You come into a city, if the city accepts you, let your peace fall on it. But if the city don't show that same love back that we show, then wipe the dust off, kick the dust off your feet, man, and move on. That's really how the truth is, man. And if you can understand that, man, you'll see, and you won't be so, you won't feel so, crazy if you talk to 1 million people and nobody comes to class. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when Christ, it was only 11 niggas in the truth. 11 niggas. Everybody walked out the truth when Christ started talking about this is his blood. Eat my blood and this drink my blood and all that. Even Lazarus and the nigga that he raised for the dead left the truth. Damn. You know what I mean? John the Baptist, all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas who was around that saw Christ wasn't there. So what the hell you think I'm gonna do? hey, Lazarus got up and Lazarus said, look, man, I was with you up until you started talking about drinking blood, man. It's because they didn't understand what Christ was saying. And they bounced. Even the disciples was like, hey, man, that one was a little rough. You know what I mean? If you can explain it to us. And then he actually gave them the breakdown on what he was saying. But a lot of these cats, they hear us open our mouth to say multiple. Oh, I'm out of here, man. Y'all said, we could have said, man, we like to eat multiple hamburgers. We believe in eating multiple hamburgers. We believe in getting our wives multiple flowers. You know what I mean? As soon as we say multiple, can't do it. I'm not coming. This ain't what I signed up for. You can't even say multiple in the truth. When everybody out here got multiple women. I don't know what women are thinking. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. All right. Any more on that?
Sir. And can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not.
Right. They hear everything. They love to hear the truth, and they don't do a damn thing. If they did, we will be up here. This will be a standing room only. If a lot of people actually gave a damn, right? But they talk about it like it has so much, like we have so much time here, and things remain the same. Things never change because we're like that lion, man. That lion that get roused up but goes back to sleep, right? All right, no sweat. So take me back to 64 and 8. And then I'm going to read this one. I seen it on TikTok. It was like, I think it went viral. It was a dude who did a review on the movie or whatever. Y'all might have seen it if it was on, if y'all got, might have seen it on TikTok. But I'm going to read it real quick.
You said
64 and 8.
In Romans?
Yeah, Psalms. All right, so let me see. Screenshots. Okay, so this was this dude. I had screenshotted it because it was a video on TikTok. But it says, so let me get this clear for the ones who keep missing the message of the movie. You are the clone. The movie has nothing to do with Jamie Foxx being cloned. The movie is about you. All drug dealers, scammers, gangsters, pimps, hoes, and hood rats, you are the clones. You are just a carbon copy of the same stereotypes placed in neighborhoods all across the country. You're allowed to thrive because you are doing to the community, because what you are doing to you're allowed to thrive because what you are doing to the community keeps the property values low and the whites out, and allows the powers that be to experiment freely on your communities without fear of harming their own. You are the clone. You destroy your own living conditions for little to no real financial gain and the expense of your own families, right? At the expense of your own families. You are the living. Okay, it says you destroy your own living conditions for little to no real financial gain at the expense of your own families due to lack of self-esteem and knowledge of self. You are the clones. You can't see past your own block, your own hood, because you have been programmed to be short-sighted, to keep you from seeing far enough to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that you are the clone. Notice how Tyrone wasn't even a character in the whole story. Tyrone was the clone. And at the end, he saw himself on the news after the truth was finally revealed. You are the clone. Also, notice how the whole hood had to finally come together to prevail. You see that? Like, and that was a great review of, what that person wrote down like that, because it put everything in perspective of, what I'm saying? Like, we look past all of those things that they showed in the movie and we just say, well, see, they cloning people. That's what it is. They cloning people. When really, the oppressor is so condescending that he'll put stuff in front of your face and just know that it's going to go way over your head and you ain't even going to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even care because we so focused on things that don't matter, right? Let me see. Let me go to, hold on. All right. Let me get Psalm 68, 64 and 8.
Sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. Mm-hmm. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. That's
the oppressor, man. He make his own tongue fall on himself. He put it right out there, you know what I mean? He put it right out there in front of niggas' faces. And, some niggas got it. Some of us got it, and we were able to see it. And, but the rest of the people, see, I knew they was cloning. See, they got secret bases, military bases all underground, and this is what's going on. Because, see, they cloning aliens. It's like, you're missing the whole point of the movie. And they put movies out like this because I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, well, why would they put a movie out like that? And a lot of times, man, I'm not saying, why they put it out or why they didn't put it out. But a lot of times they put movies out like that because they know the reaction that they're going to get. Like, that might even be an experiment. You know what I'm saying? Just to see what niggas gonna do. Like, because this movie spawned a lot of podcasts, people talking about it. It's a lot of conspiracy theories that came out behind it. It's a lot of videos where people are reviewing it and breaking it down and seeing all the hidden gems that's in it. And all, it just really got like people talking. It's like one of those movies that, it just it gets people riled up to come out and talk. You know what I'm saying? And they probably knew that they was going to get this response. And then the whole thing with Jamie Foxx probably going sick, that probably was part of the whole thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so we're going to put out this movie. What you're going to do is you're going to go out of sight for 2 months. You're going to go hang out in the mansion for 2 months. You're not going to go nowhere. Nobody's going to see you, no press, no nothing. And then we're going to put the movie out because we're going to play on how when black people go away, God forbid, and be out of sight for a month or two. You remember when Kodak Black went to jail? He came out, they said he was a clone. Gucci Man, they said he was a clone. Gucci Man is a clone. It's like, God forbid a black person just goes away and just lay low for it. It's called laying low. You lay low for 2 weeks, you come back, they say, look, he's a clone, It's like, come on, man. And that was probably part of all the marketing. The whole marketing was Jamie Foxx had health issues and he went under, he went into, to get himself together. And then they dropped the movie and then he comes back after that. And then they're like, oh man, this is going to be great. Then when you come back, everybody's going to say you're a clone. It's going to boost, you're going to be trending on all social media. You're going to be trending on YouTube. This is going to be a box office hit on Netflix. Everybody's going to be watching it. Everybody's going to be talking. It's going to boost you up. So now every movie that Jamie Foxx comes out with from this point on, everybody's going to be looking at him to try to see if he looks like a clone. But guess what? You're going to be buying the movie. You're going to buy the movie. Everything Jamie Foxx does from this point on everybody's going to be looking at it, trying to analyze it, to look at his eyes, to look at his hairline, to look at his bone structure. They're going to be watching everything that he say just to see if he's a clone. Perfect. You know what? I might do that. I don't come to camp for a few weeks. I come back, nigga like, oh, he a clone. And then watch everything I say. Maybe that'll bring you into school. All right, no sweat. But read it one more time.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Mm-hmm. All that see them shall flee away.
Mm-hmm. That's what we should be doing. Should be fleeing away. You know, that's exactly what we should be doing, but we don't. We just still trying to figure out a way that we can make this thing work, you know, and it doesn't. And we clearly see that. That's why, you know, the Israelite school of universal, meaning that everybody can, this is a school. And we happen to be Israelites, right? It's the school of universal, right? Meaning that this type of understanding, this type of learning that we give, this type of teaching that we give is universal, meaning that everybody can understand it, right? And it's very practical too. Very, very practical. This school that has knowledge, right? This knowledge is very, very practical, and everybody can get it. If you just take a second to just put the weed down, you know, take a second to just put the porno down, you know, take a second, you know, to put the shrimp and the crabs down. You know, that's all women want to do, huh? Is wear tights, eat crab legs, and wear bonnets. Come on, man. Yeah, eat crab legs, eat crab boils, right? Eat crab legs, you know, wear bonnets and wear tights. Yeah, you don't get dressed no more. Come on, man. We gotta hey, sisters, get in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, you can put that pork down, man. You don't have to eat pork. You know, a lot of people be like, man, I don't know about it, man. I can't stop eating pork. But then I don't know. Do they got something in the pork? But I mean, they do have other kinds of bacon that you can eat, right? And I watched this. A brother shared it in the school. Just a sidebar, real quick. But a brother shared it in the school, man. It was the oppressor saying that. What we've been saying forever, but the oppressor said that crabs and lobsters are roaches. I heard him say that too. Roaches of the ocean, roaches of the sea. And I was like, we've been saying it for so long, and now the oppressor just validated it. So I guess black people will hear it now. But yeah, roaches, man. The bottom of the sea. That's where we eating at, off the bottom, the dirt. And they said that they used to feed lobsters to prisoners. Yeah, they used to feed it to prisoners. You know what I mean? But then they got so much, they say, okay, well, this is a delicacy now. You know what I mean? We can build, you know, they made billions of dollars off of Red Lobster. You know, the corporate entity, they made so much billions of dollars, man, off of that idea that, you know, this was good eating. Well, it's not. It's a roach that's supposed to be cleaning up the ocean, the bottom of the ocean. The Lord has those crabs and lobsters on the bottom to clean up waste. You know, when whales poop and fish poop and everything, you know, that's in the water, defecates in the water, it goes to the bottom, and then the crabs and lobsters eat it. Go ahead. And the shrimp eat it.
So and at the same time, you got groups talking about how dirty the water is, or how polluted the water is, or how messed up the water is, and those be the same people eating all the damn lobsters.
Yeah, they had a meeting. Yeah. They had a function. They had a function about how they gonna clean up the ocean. They like, man, why is the ocean not pass that butter? Yeah, it's not clean by what you got on your plate. That's why. All right. Okay, so you was finished with that?
Sir.
Okay, give me envy not the oppressor. All right, I got two more scriptures, all right? I think it's Trimmist, envy not thou the oppressor. Matazi Pod got it for you. And then let me get Jeremiah 2. Where Matazi Ala go? Oh.
Proverbs 3 and 31.
Proverbs 3 and 31.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
He left and didn't come back. Say it one more time.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
That's what we gotta realize, is that we gotta stop envying the oppressor, because envy makes us do a lot of stupid things, right? So that we can, you know, feel like we're on the same, you know, the same level. When we don't have to be on the same level. We don't need to fight for equality, because the scriptures say that we're above everybody. Why would you? Because to say that you're equal to somebody is meaning that you're not even stepping into the God-given position that the Lord gave you. The Lord said that we were above all the nations on the earth. Right. He didn't say we were equal to all the nations on the earth. He didn't say that. And furthermore, there's no such thing as equality anyway. Right. I remember, today, right? I was at the slavery, right? Somebody, the sister was like, what'd she say? She was like, I said that a man's wife is his possession. She's his property. And she was like, oh, no, And then there was a white guy there when I said what I said, because he's married. And she was like, Jeff, is your wife your property? He was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. There's no way. I said, hold on. All right, well, let me show you in the Bible. I said, you went to church, right, and got married, right? You a Christian, right? You went to church and got married? All right, no sweat. Let's go right to the Bible. And it said, yeah, I said, you think you had this at the wedding? Right, this was at the preacher had this, right? He was like, yeah, all right, no sweat. Took it straight to the chapter. It said, when a man get it for white, he get it for possession. It was like,
damn, they shut up.
Yeah, she was like, well, okay, I see that. Okay, I see that. I'm like, yeah. But they never look at it. They never seen it before. You know what I'm saying? And and she should be your property, because that means that you have the responsibility. You get my point? That's your responsibility. I said, well, damn. Okay, well, what does the father, hand the woman off for? Because it's his property, and because you have no man, and now he's giving his property to you. He's saying, okay, I'm walking her down the aisle. And now I'm taking this woman, right, who's not a virgin, but she got white on, right, who's not a virgin. She had sex with everybody. But she's no longer my property. She's yours now. Salagi. She's not mine anymore. She's yours, right? So now you gotta wake up in the middle of the night when she's feeling bad. Now you gotta go to the store. Now you gotta sit on the phone and ask her how her day was. Now you gotta deal with all those things. Now you gotta feed her, take her out. You gotta do all those things. Slog it. But he got the delay. Yeah, he got the delay. So you get my point. So now that this father does not have his possession anymore, he can't get his hair cut. His hair braided all the time like he used to. He can't get stuff sold all the time like he used to. So now he's going to give that to that man, and now that man, he's going to say, well, I'm going to give you my possession, and what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to give me your best bulls. 7 of your best bulls. You're going to have to give me 3 or 4 of your best horses, or 10 of your best sheep. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to compensate me for me losing my property. All right? No sweat. Let me get, read it one more time, the trimming style ways.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Right. Don't choose the oppressor's ways, man. You don't have to be like the oppressor, man, to be able to make it. And that's what we see ourselves, and that's why I see myself as I'm gonna, I think that we really, as blacks and Hispanics, we have to get away from the oppressor at all costs. We need to figure out a way to get away from them, because that's the only way that we can actually really heal. Go ahead, Matazapah.
I was going to say, if I could, because modern day rap culture is just a spinoff of the oppressors, like gangsterism. From the 30s, 40s, and 50s. You know what I mean? All the, the Purple Gang and all them. that's like the way we do things now is how they used to handle things back in the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s during the bootleg prohibition and all them kind of eras, building up Las Vegas and stuff like that. And then as we were growing up, we would watch that kind of stuff, and then you'll see people come out with Murder Inc. Or I'm John Gotti, or you know what I mean? These dudes from a culture that has nothing to do with you.
Exactly, and that's why we
envy us, like
right, because we envy the oppressor. And look at it now. What has it got us? Trying to be like Murder Inc. What has it got us? It gets us indicted by the feds, right? It gets you fighting for your life against people who have, a department that has, a 96% conviction rate. You know what I'm saying? And it turns so-called hard gangster niggas into little boys. That's what it does. That's what the RICO does. It turns gangster niggas into little boys that are just it'd be so funny. They'd be like, well, he's just a kid. No, he not. This nigga shot up the block. He's not a kid. This nigga is 26. You're a grown man. And it's like, we gotta grow up. We gotta really grow up and really, really focus on what we're doing here. And it takes the older brothers, the younger brothers. It takes all of us collectively, the women, to come into the school, man, come into the truth to get this understanding so that you can make proper decisions and you can have the presence of mind, right? All right. Any more on that? It said choosing of his ways. That was it? All right, no sweat. Let me get the last one. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 12. Oh, and if you could grab, if you don't mind, Zephaniah 2 and 1. End off there. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 12. I just need one verse from there.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 12.
What, you want to wash the car? He was going the whole class.
Land walking out.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 12. But they counted our life as a pastime.
That's what the oppressor does. All of these, they count our lives as a pastime, meaning all we are entertainment. You know what America's national pastime is? Baseball. You know what the oppressor's pastime is? Black people entertaining him. That's his pastime. They treat us, and keep reading.
And our time here, a market for gain.
That's what it is. Our time here in this earth, is just a market for gain. We get exploited by the Arabs. We get exploited by the East Indians, exploited by the Japanese, the Koreans, the Asians, for that matter, right? We get exploited by the oppressor. We get exploited by every nation. The Africans exploit us. Right. Every nation exploits us because our lives here are accounted for a market for gain. Keep going. Go ahead, Matazba.
So, like, if I may, because you had just said when you said Asians, man, it made me think of China Mac. I had just seen a video where okay, he pushes this whole gangsterism. This whole you can't come here. I seen him talking about this dude Miko Worldwide or whatever, but his whole thing is, you can't come to New York, you can't come here, and all that kind of stuff. But then when it came to his people, he was like, sign up on this app and alert somebody.
The Citizens app.
Yeah, alert somebody to what's going on.
Asian hate crimes.
Right. You want somebody to actually tell and to be a so-called good citizen and tell the police and alert the police. So why? So your people can be safe and comfortable. But when it comes to our people, don't hit no Citizens app. Yeah. Go kill him. Get your gun. Bust him upside his head, tell him he can't come here no more. Stuff,
because Miko Worldwide is like Hispanic. It's a Hispanic brother. He's Hispanic. He got a YouTube
got
channel.
Caught up on It's like some allegations of underage messing with
Yeah, because
somebody
Nico,
underage.
he used to be like he'd go to like different hoods, like around like America, and then he would go like to South America, different hoods and stuff like that. Yeah,
he had to go on there and clear it up. I watched him. They was like, "Well, I ain't gonna say he ain't into no freaky, so I ain't gonna say he ain't freaky because you know it's like two gang members reading the papers. They're like, he definitely into something freaky, but he wasn't messing with a little
right.
kid.
But this the crazy thing though. This the crazy thing though. He gets banned, but George Zimmerman can go to New York anytime he want. You know, Amber Geiger can go anywhere she want. Right. You know, the cop that killed Freddie Gray, he can go anywhere he want. You know, when it comes to the oppressor, he can go anywhere. He don't get banned from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how weak that is. That's weak. Nigga, you don't want to deal with the oppressor because you know that's a fight that you definitely not going to win. So you like, man, all right, I can't do nothing about that. But you nigga, you better not ever come around here again. How weak is that, man? That's weak. That's weakness. It's not real. That's fake. That's not real. You know, everybody was talking about, no, I'm good. Everybody was talking about, R. Kelly, and everybody was talking about R. Kelly, but nobody said nothing about, what's the one dude, the white dude? Epstein. Nobody said nothing. Oprah was like, she was at black men. Her and Gail, they was all niggas in 2021.
Both of them was Epstein?
Yeah, it was Jeffrey Epstein and all them. Nobody say nothing about Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, and the Weinsteins. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, all them. Nobody, look, they had to come out and say something first before they would say anything about it. Because we know that we trim our ways to seek love from the oppressor. He gets a pass. If you was to ask China Mac, hey, is George Zimmerman banned? Can he come to New York? He'd be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But everybody want to be a vigilante. Niggas want to be, that's what niggas turn into, vigilantes. Like, we got this a no-fly zone. Well, can white people come? Yeah, they can come. What? It's fake, man. Niggas, that is so weak. It's so weak. It's like we can only be tough to each other. And that's about as far as it go. And that's dangerous because, it's dangerous. Because it's dangerous for me to walk in the hood, certain hoods. But for some reason, and I'm an Israelite, but for some reason, the Mormons could just walk around. The niggas on the bike, the 7-Day Adventists, these niggas be in the hood. I be like, damn, these niggas is on blocks that niggas don't even go down. And they over there with their helmets on, pushing the word of Jesus. Oh, ain't that just so wonderful? Right? Black people accepted worldwide, from coast to coast. Doesn't matter where you at. You can go you can go on Caprini Green. You can go to O Block. them cats is pushing that Christianity in O Block. Right. But can I go to O Block? No. See what I'm saying? It's just it's weak. And every nation sees that black people are weak. But here in ISUPK, man, you can learn how to not be weak and be strong. One thing Mataza Paul always say, we come to inject manhood back into the ghetto again. Sisterhood, womanhood, we come to inject that back into the hood again, man, so that we don't have to be cur. We don't got to be cur. You know what a cur dog is? A cur is a shit eater. A dog, sluggy for my language. That's what it is. It's a dog that's a punk. You got dogs that's mixed with so many different things. He's just a punk. He's not that purebred. He's not that pit. He ain't no pit. You get my point? He's cur. That's a word that they use for a dog that's a punk. A dog that does not have any fight in him. He's just a punk. He's a good dog, but he's just a punk. He's just a punk dog. He don't want to fight. He tuck his tail all the time. He's not assertive. He's not an alpha male. He's not any of that. And that's what we become. You know what I'm saying? In the of all the beasts of the field. You get my point? The beasts that are out there. Because you ask yourself, how is there something about these sandals? Because somebody could come in, a brother will go to war with me and try to kill me and my whole family over me trying to go on the block to sell some weed. But the liquor store is right there on that same block you hustle in front of, and they're making way more than a drug dealer would make. Way more. They're making, $500,000 a month. 500, damn near. If not that, damn near. They making that kind of money weekly, because those Chinese stores, restaurants stay open all night. They still open to like 12, 2. In Philly, they be open at like 2, 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And they making money off, and that fryer does not stop cooking chicken. And they probably are cooking cats, but niggas like cats. This is just accept it. We've been saying that they cooking cat, and niggas still go to the Chinese store. So we eating it, and we just like cat and dogs. We just eat it. It's good. Yeah, look, man, go ahead and get you some cat, man. Look, we living in 2023, man. 2023, man. Everybody living in their truth. Yeah, everybody living in their truth now, man. All right. So, where was you at?
I was at Zephaniah. Were we at Zephaniah 2?
I think you was finished. Well, you was finished off Wisdom of Solomon. A brother could take it for you if you gotta go. No sweat. Wisdom of Solomon, 15 and 12. You got it, Mataziala? I'll read it. Want me to read it? No sweat.
Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 12.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 12.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 12. But they counted our life a pastime, and our time here a market for gain. For say they, we must be getting every way.
Say it one more time.
For say they, we must be getting every way.
Every way. Every way that we can get it, we're going to get it. And that's what they see. And they understand. That's what they understand about us, man. You know what I mean? And we have to change that dynamic by changing ourselves. And if we could do that, then we'll be on the right road to fixing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with following these scriptures and doing what the Lord told you to do to put you in a better position. Because every way that we've tried, it's never worked. Right? Any more on that?
Come. Though it be by evil means.
Right. Even if it's by evil means, we're going to get this money. We're going to exploit them, and we're going to take everything out of here. We're going to shovel the money out of their hoods, and we're going to send our kids and finance them into having a better life. We're going to finance their kids so their kids don't have to be criminals. But then all while our kids are in the damn ghetto walking around with nothing to eat, what do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to stand around and be hungry while everybody else is eating? No, they're going to knock a nigga in the head and take his money because they understand that they're not going to get no money from black people. It's just totally backwards, our thinking, and the thinking of the so-called leadership that's over black people, the thinking of the Christian church that's over top of black people. The thinking is backwards, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why everything remains the same, and we get worse and worse every single year. And then they want to hold their head up high like they're actually doing something by getting a Democratic president in office, which is so stupid. But let me get Zephaniah 2 and 1. Let me end it off there. And the one thing at the end of the movie of they clone Tyrone. You want to say something, Taza?
I want to say when we read Zephaniah 2 and 1, can we go down to 3?
Yeah, that's cool.
To make the point of what you said.
Yeah. So the end of the movie, they cloned Tyrone. One of the things after they saw what was going on, they got together. It was a scene where the hood got together. It was enemies that were all on the same page. They got together. They put their differences aside, and they went at the oppressor to shut this experiment that was going on the hood. They went to shut it down, and they all went, and they clicked up, and they were able to make it, they were able to bring it down. You know what I'm saying? In that particular hood. But that was the meaning in that too, is to say that if we came together, we could actually be able to get progress and be able to, better our neighborhoods. Keep going. Go ahead and read Zephaniah.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together O nation not desired.
Right, because we're not desired by nobody. Keep reading.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Right. Go ahead, Matazapa.
Right. It's like if we hold on, it says it's telling us, like you said, at the end, that's what we had to do. We had to gather together. You know what I'm saying? It says like it's going to come a time when the wrath of the Lord is going to come, and if we get together and we start to fix ourselves, start to, like you always say, presence of mind. If we start to what was the one that Captain Soccerboard said?
What? Separate ourselves, educate ourselves, uplift ourselves.
Yeah, it was something like that. You know what I'm saying? So when we get together, that's when we're able to do that. And if we're able to do that, man, we might. The Lord is saying that it just may be that you get hid in the day of the Lord's wrath. You see what I'm saying?
And we get that. We're able to be protected when the Lord's wrath actually does come.
Right. Like the brothers in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You had that thing.
The blood on the door.
On the doorway. You was protected
from the death angel.
A whole bunch of stuff was going on, a whole bunch of death and everything was going on. We were still being protected, and the Lord is giving us that chance again. Like, look, come together, man. Before all of this is over, one day you're gonna wake up. All of this is over, and then what? Now you dying with the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? I want to be looking out the window like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be looking out the window like, ooh.
All right.
You know
then I want to come down and lock everybody up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock everybody up, and I'm everything's gonna be destroyed. I'll probably just stay in the bank. Like I just stay in the bank. Like I'll just be this the Chase building. I just live there. Who else? Who gonna tell me I can't live there?
This is my building.
Yeah, it's my building. I just live in the Chase building. But yeah. But y'all pretty much got the gist of it, man. Clone Tyrone, man. Look, man, who the hell cares if they clone Tyrone, man? There's nothing you can do about it anyway. So with that being said, man, this is the ISUBK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We start out at 1 West Harlem, New York, under Command General Yohana, and I'm going to bring up, I'm going to turn the class over to Preaching Officer Mataziala.
ISUBK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. If they need interpretation, teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means tenth in Hebrew, ma'ashra. That's 10% for every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest funds, free will offer for the priest, not mandatory. Whatever amount you'd like to donate. Upcoming holy convocations, we have a memorial blowing of trumpets, which is going to be September 15th. That's on a Friday, September 15th. If you're in Delaware, come on down to 202 North Yukon Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware. That's when we'll be holding the High Holy Day. We also have the cookout up here in New York, Marcus Garvey Park, I believe, in Harlem. So that's in August.
Not sure the date.
Not sure the date of that, but it's this month. We are in August. This is August 1st today. All right, so it'll be this month, towards the end of this month. If you can't make it, send your donations in. All right. And then if you want to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, in the Israel, Shabbat, Barak.
Yahaba, Simiya, Shabbat, Thumb.
Yadmatah. Solomon means turn. We're going to get a sister courtesy salute. In the Israel, Shabbat, Barak.
Yahaba, Shema, Thumb, by Simiya, Shai.
Yadmatah. Class dismissed.